Hello and welcome to Style Arcade's podcast episode 4. I'm your host Michelle Eagleton, and this episode we are stepping out of the lane of fashion and into the world of bold spices and fine dining. As you might have noticed, we're out of the studio. We're here at Moda New York Square in their private dining area. We're going to have some live cooking. We're going to be creating 3 signature dishes from not one but 2 of Victoria Leeds' finest restaurants, the iconic Ivy Asia and the culinary gem that is Uyare. But it's not just about what is on the plate, so no, it is about the stories and the heritage behind those creations. This is Flavours of the Arcade, and your taste buds are in for a treat. Let's go and find the guests. Well, here we are, we're in the kitchen. This is very exciting. We're at episode 4 of Style Arcade's podcast, and joining me, I've got 2 incredible restaurants that are here in Leeds. We've got Ivy Asia and we've got Uyare, and 2 great people from both of those restaurants. We've got operations chef, we've got Daniel Facchette, and we've got manager of Uyare, and also over Theravada, we've got Abhi Kumar. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's great to be here.
Well, it is lovely to have you as guests. What are you thinking about our kitchen? Are you ready for today?
I'm really excited. It's actually a great opportunity to be here, part of the podcast, and bring our restaurants and the culture that we bring here into the kitchen and to the amazing setup.
And I've got to say, there is a lot of heritage in both your restaurants. Tell us a little bit about Ivy Asia and, how it came to be in Leeds.
Yeah, absolutely. Ivy Asia Leeds opened in 2022, and alongside the restaurant in Leeds, we've opened 4 others, and Leeds was the last sort of location. It was a great year for us, and the restaurant has been really successful ever since. So yeah, it's
And
a
if you
great
come
place.
into Ivy Asia, what's the type of food that you get and what's the atmosphere like?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got small plates, it's sort of sharing concept where everyone can just sort of try everything and then decide on their own what they prefer and like. So it is a sort of tapas, sort of small plate concept, and the vibe is really, really different every day. Obviously, towards the weekend, we've got a DJ, we've got live music. During the week, we've got slightly quieter days with a beautiful decoration that we've got the marble floor, we've got the statues, we've got the samurais in the toilet, so it's a lot.
It is a real destination restaurant, and I would say that about Uyare, and you are new to Victoria Leeds.
Yes.
How has it been since you opened?
Well, yeah, we've just recently opened our doors, Uyare, about 2 months ago, and it's been absolutely amazing. The guests, the experience, and everything about Uyare is amazing. Our heritage starts not in Uyare, our heritage starts in Theravada. So 11 years ago, 5 friends came together who are now brothers they started something truly special in Leeds. In 2014, when they first started, Leeds was known for Indian curry houses are quite different. So you get the usual chicken tikka, jalfrezi. So when we came in, we introduced something that Leeds is not familiar with. So the South Indian cuisine. So completely different perspective. Since we opened our doors, it has been amazing. The Leeds has welcomed us with their hearts, and we've been part of Leeds since 2014. And we've been lucky to open up another branch in Leeds in Victoria Gate on top of John Lewis, and yeah, we are in now. So we've got 2 restaurants now, and it's been a spectacular journey, and can't say enough.
You've got a gorgeous rooftop terrace as well, and
Yes.
perfect for the summer to kind of relax in, a 360 bar.
Yes, so the whole Uyare is designed in the element of life. So as soon as guests enter, they'll be exposed to the Agni bar, which is very, very vibrant, very energetic, and the atmosphere is completely different. And as soon as they go to a restaurant, which is another element, another entity in the same venue, is Bhumi, which means earth. So very relaxed dining. And food is what we're really known for. At Theravada, at Uyare, what we take pride in is our food. The dishes we serve, everything is just very different. So yeah, it's a very, very different experience for our guests in both venues. And even in Uyare, it's amazing. So Friday, Saturdays, you'll have your DJs, you'll have like live entertainments, a lot of events such as master classes with other brands and collaborations. So we have like yoga and Pilates in the rooftop. It'll be really nice,
You can work the food off.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, it's amazing. The venue's amazing. It's beautiful, and yeah, we were just so happy to be part of it.
Well, before we taste the food, I just want to ask you about the guests, because the guests are at the heart of the restaurant as well as what they eat. And I know you do have some famous faces that come to both of them. Can you spill some of those famous faces that have walked through the door, Daniel?
So yeah, we had numerous celebrities coming through outdoors. I think Mel B is a returning guest from Spice Girls. Obviously, she's local to Leeds. Plenty of the Leeds football teams player, the Leeds Rhino players. A lot of sports person come to us as well. Darts players as well when the Premier League happened to be in Leeds. So yeah, we happen to be the to-go location to these people, which is great.
You had me at Spice Girl. Do you want to try and top that one, Abby?
Well, we've had a couple of celebrities. We've had the Simon Pegg from Walking Dead. We've had Andrew Lincoln. Simon Pegg, Andrew Lincoln. Rebel Wilson came recently.
Wow.
A massive Hollywood star. She had a filming in. And we always cater for the cricket team, the Indian cricket team. So whenever there's a match in Headingley, we would expect an Indian cricket team player come in. And Virat Kohli himself has dined with us multiple times. And he is a massive global superstar, and it's such a privilege to have these guests come over and try our food, and and then keep coming again. So we've been lucky to have quite a few.
See, you're a fan of them; they're a fan of you. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
So I guess without further ado, I'm in great company with Mel B and Rebel. Shall we bring the food on?
Please.
Please.
Well, we can only start off with the starters, and we're going to go with Uyare first. Abby, should we bring in your dad?
Yes, please.
Now, your dad is an award-winning chef. I know I'm going to embarrass him here, Ajif. And what has he created for us today?
So today, as starter, we're having the lamb pepper fry. He's actually Chef of the Year in 2024 in the Oliver Awards. So, he's been working he started working as a chef since he was 18. So from there, he's brought all of his ideas and his knowledge and his life into his cooking. So this is one of his starters that we've created for Uyare. This is a lamb pepper fry, which is a black pepper spiced coconut infused lamb dish. It's quite dry, but it's got a nice tender lamb to it. It's very subtle flavouring, and it's served in a banana leaf. So today we've got served on top of a papadum. But yeah, let's dig in and I can show you more.
And I was going to say, Daniel, this is probably the first time for you and me for tasting Uyare's food. So do you know what? You can go first. Do you want to dig in first, Daniel? Let's all dig in as well. It looks amazing, I have to say.
Thank
It
you
really,
so
really
much.
does. What's on the top of it there? Because
So
it looks a little bit kind of bean sprouts, but I'm taking that
it is sprouts. Yes.
Oh, right.
So what the inspiration of this dish comes from back home in Kerala. So all the grandparents and all the grandparents, they would come and how they'll put black pepper in brandy to enhance the brandy's flavour. So. And what they would do is they would pair it with a very spicy black pepper spiced lamb or pork or beef, so that the whole experience is complete. So when they have a sip of brandy, have a bit of brandy taste, and then they'll have a bit of spice, and they go back to the brandy. It's like a whole feeling. It's
bringing
like
out the flavours, right, as
yeah.
well, and kind of the moment, the experience.
Yes. And
that
that's
tastes
exactly what we did.
It tastes gorgeous. What do you think of that, Daniel?
Yeah, it's incredibly tender. You've got all the taste notes of the curry leaf, the coconut, everything just really, really comes together. It's incredible.
And also, I think, even though, there's quite a lot of it there, it still feels nice and light as a starter.
Yes. So that's what we're trying to do. We don't want to we want to make sure it's subtle, and so that when guests come in, we would always recommend them to have a nice drink with it, so that they even feel the whole experience. You know, when they have the black pepper, again, it starts off very slow. It's not spicy. The lamb kind of melts in your mouth, and the crunchiness of the coconut just goes really well.
Can we talk about the spice? Because, you know, some people can be a bit afraid of spices, and you said, you know, it's a little bit more delicate. If you wanted, as a novice, to start off with spices and get some in your cupboard, what kind of 3 would you start with?
I would say, especially from Kerala, black pepper, cinnamon, cardamom would be quite nice. Just a nice variety, but different type of spices. So it'd be quite nice to have those. But obviously, we all know about chili powder, coriander powder. Having those as well will kind of help with everything else. But yeah, definitely those.
You mentioned coconut as well. It's the land of coconut trees, Kerala.
Kerala is the land of coconut trees. So Kerala started. It means coca. Like it, the whole land has a lot of palm trees. So all the dishes we use a lot of coconut milk. And again, it's not like it's the fresh coconut milk. So again, it brings the flavors out. You won't be able to taste the coconut. You'll be able to bring the flavors out. Make if it's spicy, calm it down a little bit more, and it just makes it very soothing for the person enjoying the dish. So.
Well, I loved that. I really enjoyed it. How about you, Daniel?
Yeah, it was really, really good. The portion size is just perfect. I think it's a perfect starter. As you said, a drink alongside with it would be even better. But yeah, it's just great. Really, really good.
Thanks.
Well, let's move on, because I know that you have brought your chef with us today. We've got jam, and we've gone from a hot starter to a cold starter. Tell us, what is it we're about to taste?
Right, so what we've got for you to taste today is one of our salad dishes, which we recently launched in our summer menu. It is a spinach and mizuna salad. With some crunchy seaweed and crispy shiitake mushrooms with some white sesame seed on top and some micro herbs.
Oh, do you know what? Well, you had me at shiitake mushrooms, because I do like the taste of those. Is this something that would interest you, Abby? Is this something that you would order on a menu?
I would definitely order this on a menu. If I saw that, I'm going for it. The presentation's just beautiful. It just speaks the company, and I can't wait to eat.
I've got to say though, I've never heard of mizuna. Now, what is that on that dish? Where does it come?
So in simple terms, mizuna is an Asian version of the rocket salad. It's really crunchy, it's really fragrant, and it's really peppery. It complements all the sort of salad dishes that we've got, and we use it quite often because it's just really light and subtle, so it's really good.
Well, let's dig in. All right, Abby, don't stand on ceremony. Go in there.
Shall we use chopsticks? Yeah.
Oh, do you want to use chopsticks for
Please,
this one?
please.
Because that's the thing. I am a little bit afraid of chopsticks. I'm not going to lie here, Daniel. I'm not the best. Are you good with them, Abby?
We'll figure it out. So I guess
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Okay, I'm game if you are.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, I am going in too. And seeing Daniel look at me as if to say, is she doing well? I've got a big bit. Well, that's a good thing, right?
Oh, that is beautiful. Really, really nice.
So you've got the seaweed and you've got the mizuna, and when you eat it together, you've got all different textures sort of coming together.
Can really feel the citrusiness, very light, very refreshing.
The flavours in that
Yeah.
are just gorgeous coming out. But yeah, there is a richness, I think, to the mushrooms. Is that the reason that you use shiitake mushrooms?
Yeah, so shiitake mushroom is a Japanese mushroom, and it's really rich in umami. That's the main reason we use it. It's got a really earthy flavor. However, the way we prepared it, we essentially thinly slice it on a mandolin, and we shallow fry it, and then we season it with some more mushroom seasoning powder. When you eat it on its own, it's a really, really rich umami flavor. When you combine it with anything else, it's just the perfect complement.
Is it quite easy to get shiitake mushrooms about, and should you actually use them more in your cooking?
It wasn't before, but now obviously with the suppliers and the supermarkets as well, it's widely available in the UK. So yeah, I would definitely encourage everyone to just use it.
I'm going to dig in for a little bit more, but whilst I do, I was going to say to you, I mean, part of your job is being responsible for the menu choices. Now that's a big pressure, I think, for both of you to decide what goes on the menu. Where do you start with something like that?
Right. So the menu development for us is not just creating new dishes, but making the existing dishes better. So it's an ongoing process for us where we constantly revisit our existing dishes and see where we can develop them. Obviously, for the summer menu, we try to create a lot lighter and fresher dishes. Hence why we've got a salad on, which we really hope is going to be the showcase of our summer menu. Yeah.
And it is a showcase, isn't it,
It
really?
is definitely a showcase. It's very light. It's perfect for summer, especially have a nice drink as well. I think.
Well, I was going to say that you recommended kind of a nice drink that goes with it of your dish. What kind of drink would you pair with this, Daniel?
Personally, I would definitely recommend the Ivy Asia which is our signature champagne. It's perfect for any occasion, to be honest, and every occasion at the same time. Whether it's for starter, whether it's for lunch, dinner, celebration, it's perfect for any occasion. It's really light.
Really nice, and a really nice crunch to it, a nice mix of the textures and the flavours. Gosh, I think we better bring on the mains now. So what have you brought to delight us, Abby, for our main course?
So for the main course, we bought something special from Taravadu. It's called a Sharpomin curry. So what we did here is, for the starters, we bought something from Uyare. For the main course, we bought something from Taravadu. And the dessert you can get at both venues. So this dish here is just spectacular. The flavouring and the story behind this is very personal. So for my dad especially, when he was a child, he would go to toddy shop. So toddy shop is like a rural pub in Kerala where they brew alcohol from coconut, and he would have these dishes there while his dad's having a pint in a way. And every single time we change our menu every 6 months. So one of the processes, we go to Kerala. He takes us to Kerala, my dad, and he would take us to the rural parts, the very authentic roots. And he would say, let's try this, let's try that. And one of the dishes we came across was this spicy fish curry that is served with cassava. And they have it's like in a banana leaf, and they'll give you a grilled fish on the side.
I'm going to have to ask what cassava is. I've never heard of it.
Cassava is also known as tapioca. It's like another, on the same family tree as potatoes. So here what we've done is it's got ginger, garlic, green chilies, that is all infused with the cassava and it's put together. So this is a very authentic dish, but it's presented in a different way.
I am salivating. I am going to get us to dig in, but I believe your showstopper is on its way. A
Yes,
GIF. Do you want
it's the
to come and bring
paratha.
that?
So the Kerala paratha is just what we're known for in Leeds. So this paratha, we've sold since opening at both venues. We've sold almost 1 million parathas.
1 million?
Yes,
Wow.
This paratha just goes like nothing. Once you try one, but you want another one. And this bread will go with any of the dishes on the menu. It's so perfect because it's a flaky bread and it's quite soft. So as soon as you rip the bread apart, and it becomes really soft, and when you dip it into a sauce, you can feel the crunchiness, and the bread itself absorbs the curry, and you'll have it. And it's
I'm putting this fork down because I'm going to get the bread, and I'm going to dip it in. Daniel, would you like to take some bread as well? Don't stand on ceremony as well, Avi. Come on, taste some of this food. I know that you've tasted it before. So
you have to. So I'll always say, get it like this, crack it open like this, and then you can hear the crunchiness. So please. And
that's a great bread.
You have to dip it in the sauce like this.
the texture on that is gorgeous.
And there you go. That's like, there you go. And then you just go in.
And it's also quite fluffy as well inside, despite the fact it has that crunch. You've got this nice kind of, softness.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the crunchiness is really nice when it's crispy, and then as soon as you dip it into the sauce, some of the bread absorbs it, softens it down, and it's a great palate, great taste in your mouth.
I can understand why 1 million of those have been made and people keep coming in. Daniel, what do you think of the curry?
It's incredibly well balanced dish. The spices again just really come together, and to make paratha bread itself is really, really complicated and time-consuming process, but this is just another level. It's really flaky, really comes apart, and when you eat it together with the curry, it's just really, really nice.
And I've just had some of, what was it called again? The tapioca?
Tapioca. So a lot of people, it's a misconception is because it's got a lot of coconut milk in, but they think, oh, it's going to be a lot of intense coconut. You only be able to taste coconut. But the coconut milk actually uplifts the taste. It softens it down a little bit. And you won't, even though it's got coconut milk, you won't be able to taste the coconut. You'll be like, oh, there's coconut in it.
You can't taste the coconut, but what I would say is it's got a nice creamy feel
texture
to it.
Yes.
Are you a fan of hot curries, or do you like them a little bit more milder when it comes to, ordering?
I'd probably say traditional. I like things when they're made really, really authentic and traditional, and this is one of them. I think as Abby said as well, if you combine it with coconut milk, all it does, it just reduces that sort of heat level and then making it richer. So it's just easier to sort of go through, and it's incredibly. I would say this is the perfect curry that anyone should go for, if they have sort of fear against the spice. This is one of the best ones and easy going curries.
I think we should maybe be a little bit more adventurous when it comes to ordering, because there's a lot of us, myself sometimes will go for a chicken tikka masala, something that we know, chicken, lamb. It's quite interesting having fish. Does that absorb the curry and the spices better?
Definitely. One of the biggest, one of our specialities is seafood. So at Taravadu, we have a dish called the mean polisher. It's a fish grilled, marinated, and sauced in it separate. And they put the grilled fish and the sauce together, and they wrap it in a banana leaf and they steam it. So the whole process is very authentic. And when it get displayed in front of a customer, they have to unravel it. So it's like the scent comes in. It's a whole experience. Again, it's more subtle flavoring. It won't be spicy, but as you go down, when you're about to finish, you're like, oh, I can feel the spice a bit now. And often the fishes that we use are very delicate. It's very soft fish, so it kind of dissolves in your mouth. You won't be able to. It's not fishy. There's no fishy smell, or it's a very different kind of experience, especially when it's cooked in a sauce.
It's very tender.
Very tender. Sometimes it's a very, very different taste.
So people should just ask, and maybe try something.
Definitely.
And honestly, you would really be surprised and delighted at a dish like that. Now, you can't relax. I'm sorry, Daniel, because you are going to have to take to the kitchen and you're going to prepare something from Ivy Asia. Ajif, can I get you to take away this delicious dish for me?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this is kind of home for you, right? Because you were the head sushi chef at Ivy Asia for quite a while, right?
Yeah, that's right. Originally, I joined the company as the head of sushi and as a senior sous chef. I've been trained and specialized in sushi pretty much all my career, because I feel that there's so much more behind it than just a dish or just a sushi roll. So yeah, I decided to take that path, and yeah, I've been trained by Japanese chefs. So yeah.
I mean, that is some hard training. You've got to be very precise. You've got to be very dedicated. What are you going to be creating for us then right now?
Right, so I'm gonna be preparing for you today one of our signature dishes, which is one of the best sellers, and it's on the menu since day one. It is a yellowtail sashimi with fresh truffle salad and dry miso. Essentially, it's a really easygoing dish. It could be consumed both as a starter or as a main dish because it's quite large. We've got a beautiful variety of ingredients here, and we've got our yellowtail, which we source from the Netherlands, because we try to source products as local as possible, and obviously that's the closest one we could get. I'm just gonna start slicing these fish.
I feel bad talking to you while you're slicing, but I'm going to do it anyway. That knife, can we just talk about knives?
Yeah.
It's going to have to be really sharp for sushi. And should we kind of keep our knives sharp as it can get?
Well, absolutely. I mean, obviously, in terms of knives and Japanese chef knives, there are so many different options that you could get. What I've got here is a knife that's called Yanagiba. It's purely for slicing fishes thinly. One thing I would say though is having a dull knife is a lot more dangerous than having a sharp knife, because if your knife is sharp, you know that you need to be careful. Whereas if it's a dull knife and you apply more pressure, that's when the accidents normally occur. So
I've never thought of it like that, but that is a really good point. Talking of points, have you ever been injured yourself?
luckily I haven't, but I've seen a few bad ones. So yeah, I'm just trying to be as careful as I can.
Well, as I say, I'm trying not to distract you. Are you a fan of sushi, Abby?
I really am. I like my sushi, and I'm very excited to try this. I've been
His
looking forward
eyes
to
have
it.
lit up. That's it. Yeah.
Yes, I'm very excited, and it looks amazing already.
Now, what are you putting on the yellow tailfish here? Are they chilies?
Yeah, so what we've got here is a really thinly sliced yellowtail. I've sliced it with a technique called usuzukuri, where you really thinly slice the fish and you garnish it with different toppings. So I've got some really thinly sliced green chilies or jalapenos, as you would like, and you've got some dehydrated miso powder, which is essentially fermented soya bean paste, which we dehydrate on a really, really long temperature and low heat, and then we just blend it into a powder.
I love that. I mean, because I would think of putting that into maybe a soup, like a miso soup, not necessarily, in that form.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is, I think, where it gets beautiful, that you can use the same ingredients for so many different options. And what I've got here is a ribbon filled with fresh herbs. I've got some coriander, mizuna once again, which is really light and peppery. I've got some red amaranth cress and some cucumber inside. And this is going to complement this dish.
And you did mention the truffle. I mean, truffles are such a big thing that we hear of, and a very decadent ingredient.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it is really important what sort of truffle are we using. We're trying to get them as much as we can in the season. Therefore, this is what we've got here is an Australian black winter truffle, because in Australia it's still winter, and this is far better than the current European summer truffles. Hence why we're using this today.
Ah, so in terms of the taste then of the black one against the usual white one, is there much difference?
So there is a huge difference in there. The white one tends to be a lot more aromatic. And in terms of the size, they say the bigger the better, and they tend to be more expensive. However, based on our experience, we realized that the smaller ones are actually packed with a lot more flavor and aromas. I would say the medium size is just about perfect.
It sounds like the three bears. Little bear, big bear, and medium-sized bear. Honestly, that looks incredible. What do you think of that appearance?
It looks so good that I rather want to I don't want to ruin it by eating it.
We don't want to ruin it, but we
No,
are going to
so
taste
excited.
this. Thank you so much for preparing that. I am going to go first,
go
but
first,
I'm going to take the miso. And would you suggest a little bit of truffle at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. The truffle, obviously the dressing as well that comes with the salad. It really depends. You can eat it in so many different ways. If you like some heat, you can eat it with the chilies. If you like some richer sort of flavors, you can eat it with the miso, or you can have two slices at the same time. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Is that what Abby's doing?
I've seen that before.
He was very, very excited. The truffle is so smooth. And again, the flavors just really hit your tongue.
It really does, and as I said, it's one of our best-selling dishes, and it's just really one dish to go for. If you're in Ivy Asia and you don't know what to order, the yellowtail sashimi is definitely one of those.
I must talk about the fish. It's just so rich. There's no scent. There's nothing. It's just it feels very, very nice and just to cook.
I'm going in for the heat whilst I ask you a few tips about using those chopsticks, because as you can see, we have deflected to the forks right now. Is there a particular way of cracking, being able to use chopsticks? I haven't reached that point yet.
There's so many different ways, and I've seen so many people using different techniques. I would say probably the easiest one is just try and hold it like a pen, and imagine trying to hold two pens together and try to click them together. I would say the most useful advice I could ever give to people is that before trying to use them, just place it down on a flat surface, and then it would be a lot easier to pick up anything, even like a thinly shaved truffle, because if it's not, yeah, exactly that.
It worked for Abby. It really did work for Abby. Have you always been a fan yourself of sushi, or was it something that kind of grew on you? Because I'm just thinking of people out there who may, fear sushi. What would you say to them?
I would say I understand a lot of misconceptions about consuming raw fish. However, I would say I genuinely believe that people should try everything at least once and then make the decision whether they like it or not. Like for instance, this dish that we've got, we serve it with a dressing which is really acidic. Therefore, it almost cures, sort of gives you that illusion that it's cooked, even though it's not. So yeah. Definitely, I think people should try it.
Well, I am totally convinced for everybody who is probably watching this or listening to this, you should definitely try that. I think that was absolutely perfect and great to see you make it live as well. So thank you. I think it's time for dessert. Now, this is a point for all our sweet tooth lovers. We've got dessert. What have you prepared for us today, Abby?
So for dessert, we bought a dish that's from both Uyare and Theravada. So it's the mango kulfi. And one of the reasons why we bought mango kulfi is mangoes are very well known in Kerala. There's a lot of mangoes. And it's got very simple ingredients, but the process is a bit harder. Mango, cream, milk, and cardamom. So in desserts in general, there's a lot of cardamom in a lot of desserts. So that's also here. It's a very similar to like an Indian ice cream, like texture wise. So it's almost, once all the dishes are done, once you've finished the main course off, your mouth will be full of all the masalas and a lot of the spices. So once we finish off with the dessert, kind of resets your mouth. It becomes very simple, and so it's very, very nice to just end it.
I am salivating right now. It feels like it's going to be really fresh, nice and cool. Shall we taste, Daniel?
Please. Absolutely. I can't wait either.
Okay, I'll go first. Oh, yes, it is very much like ice cream. You're kind of like digging in there and just kind of, you feel that there is a lot of texture to it.
Yes. So it's just...
That is beautiful. I mean, that is mango in a nutshell, really, isn't it? Just that taste.
The fresh mango just really stands out in this dish. It's really, really good. And then the mango sauce as well, when it's mixed together, is the fresh and the sweet. It's really, really good.
And it'll just dissolve all the spices away, and you'll be ready again, and you'll be back to normal. So it's almost a full reset.
It is hard, like the ice cream, when you put your spoon into it, but it just melts in your mouth.
Yes, indeed. So the texture it's a little bit creamier, and the mango then kicks in.
And so I'm getting a bit of mint.
A bit of mint as well.
I am. So really, really fresh on your palate.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I suppose, like you said, would you suggest that as a perfect ending to a meal rather than what we do tend to go for, things like, sticky toffee puddings or chocolate fudge cakes?
So I would say this is the most authentic way to end your meal, especially if you're coming and dine with us. It will help you kind of have it's like a journey through Kerala. You've had your starters, you've had your main course, and now you're sat there on the beach having your ice cream, just like how you do. And the kulfi is just the best way to end it. Obviously, it's not a spicy, not a spice dessert. It's not very sweet as well. So a lot of the conception is very sweet. It's not too sweet. It's just perfect balance. And the creaminess will, it dissolves in your mouth and resets everything.
It's the taste of summer. It really, really is. I love that dessert. Very, very special. What dessert have you brought with us today?
So what we've got for you today with us is our panna cotta, which is a coconut and passion fruit panna cotta. We serve it with some raspberries and blackberries alongside with some passion fruit gel. It all comes with a really theatric moss floral presentation, and we also serve it with dry ice for the sort of wow factor.
That definitely is a wow factor. Presentation, we talk about style a lot on the Style Arcades podcast. The food does the talking, of course, in both of your restaurants, but the presentation as well is key for something especially like this.
Absolutely. It's just, I would say it's a simple panna cotta, but it's not. When you think about it, the whole thought process behind the dish, it's really light. It's not too sweet. As Abby said as well, the dessert, in my opinion, should really act like a palate cleanser and something really, really light rather than really heavy and like a sticky toffee pudding, as you said. So this is really, really light. It's floral. It's got plenty of fruits in there. So yeah, really easy.
Like all of the dishes that we've tasted so far, I really don't want to make a mess of it and actually eat it, but I am going to go for it. Are you going to join me, Abby, in this one?
Of course.
I'm going to go for one of the gorgeous raspberries. I have actually made a panna cotta and nothing of this standard, but I did find it quite difficult. Is there any kind of tricks or tips to perfecting a panna cotta?
It could be because essentially panna cotta is set cream. We use a plant-based setting agent which is made of seaweed, so that helps us to sort of play around with the temperature. So we don't need to be exact. However, we still need to be within the range. So yeah, it makes it slightly easier, but it's not completely freestyle.
Maybe I'll give it another go. I've got to say that feels like the fruit as if you've just picked them fresh from the garden, and the softness of that panna cotta. What did you think, Abby?
I think summer's here. It's right in front of us. It's very, very, very delicate. Again, like it's so beautifully well crafted. The fruits got a nice tangy kick at the end as well. I think it was a raspberry.
I was going to say
it's
that.
got a nice little kick.
The tanginess is so good, and it works really well with the citrus bits, and it's just a delight on your taste buds, really.
Definitely is, and the presentation is wow. Like it is theatre.
How long does it take to create something like this?
So we came up with this dessert for the Chelsea Flower Show, which is obviously takes place in Chelsea every single year, and they always try to come up with something really floral, really, really vibrant and fresh. And this year, this dessert was actually the one, and it got really, really popular. The thought process behind it wasn't actually too long. It was actually fairly quick. We had some flowers, so we just tried to use what we had in our hands, and yeah.
You talked about the flowers then. Can we eat the flowers?
They are edible, yes.
Have you ever had edible flowers?
I've never tried.
You are now. Right, should we all taste a flower? Come on.
Please.
Let's do it.
I'm sure that you've done this before, Daniel. This is my first time. Let's see how tasty they are.
Taste like flowers.
We do taste like
It's
flowers.
just like flowers.
Really, really interesting. Obviously, you can't pick these from the garden. You have to get the special flowers. Yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. We've got our suppliers, obviously they're certified, and they farm it for us, so yeah, it's a lot easier.
I'm never going back. That's it. I am an edible flower eater. Beautiful dessert. Thank you so much. Thank you both for bringing your restaurants here to Style Arcades. I can't let you go, though, without what we ask all of our guests. We like to finish off with some quick fire questions. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right. So, your first quick fire question. What's your most ordered dish? Abby?
So I would say at Taravadu, the main kutan is most popular main course. It's a fish curry. A starter, I would say the chili paneer at Taravadu is very, very popular. And at Uyare, it's the grilled stuffed sea bass, which is a very, very beautiful, well-crafted dish, and we love it. Everyone loves it.
I think you've got a gold star. You give me 3 dishes. I only wanted one, but Daniel, what's your most ordered dish?
If I had to mention one, it would probably be the yellowtail, which is, as I said, it's one of the most popular dishes that we've got. And literally, when we just look at the restaurant as it is, you see plenty of these things on the table, and it's one of those things that if you don't know what to order, it's the yellowtail. So yeah, it's one of those actually.
It definitely gets a tick from me and Abby. Talking of your restaurant, then, what is the one ingredient that Ivy Asia couldn't live without?
It's got to be soy sauce, I must say. We use it for all the dressings. We use it as a table setup. We complement it with the sushi as well. So yeah, soy sauce.
Brilliant. Abby?
Coconut milk. Like I said, most dishes do contain it. We can do it without it, but the essence, the true flavour comes from the coconut milk. So I don't think we can live without it.
No, definitely not. And who's your favourite chef?
Other than my own dad, I would say Chef John. He's a very special friend of ours. He was very supportive, and he would come and he's just a very nice person to talk to. And yeah, I'd say Chef John is up there for us.
Lovely. Daniel?
I must say Nobu Matsuhisa. He's obviously the founder of Nobu, and I think he's one of the most influential chefs out there. I've got all his books. Yeah, he was very inspirational.
That's good. It's nice to have kind of those role models and then be doing it yourself as well. Okay, if you had to choose only one, would it be starter or dessert, Abby?
I'd say starter. I really like my starters. Definitely a starter.
And for yourself?
Yeah, I must say starter, yellowtail in particular.
You're very, very similar, very similar. Okay, final question. Give me 3 words that describe your restaurant.
Best in Leeds.
Whoa, that was like a mic drop. Daniel?
3 words. The Ivy is definitely versatile. I think it's definitely glamorous, and I think it's really, really valuable. I think it creates a great value at every occasion. So these would be my 3.
Brilliant round of quickfire questions, guys. Brilliant food that you brought us. Starter, main, dessert, all cooked live right here at Moda New York. This has been an incredible episode. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. It has definitely tickled my taste buds, and those smells have just been divine. Don't forget, you can watch more of Style Arcade's podcast by following us. Give us a follow. We are on Amazon, we're on Apple, we are on Spotify, and you can watch us in action on YouTube. So until next time, stay stylish.